Ahead of the Ugandan election, we are hearing reports that internet service providers are being ordered to block social media and messaging apps. We strongly condemn internet shutdowns. They are hugely harmful, violate basic human rights and the principles of the open internet. So they don't want government shutting down the internet or restricting access. Only they want to do it. Joining me now to talk about this, David Closson, director of the Center for Christian Ethics and Biblical Worldview. David, welcome back.
Thanks for having me on, Tony.
All right, David, so how is it that this looks very clear to me, a case of hypocrisy, both of these, and there's many, many more, but yet they don't see this as being duplicitous or being hypocritical?
No, they don't, Tony. You know, there's an old adage that says that ideas have consequences, and I think it's also fair to say that worldviews have consequences. When you look at what you just went through the worldview lens, it's clear that we are in an age where postmodernism rules the day. What is postmodernism? It's this philosophical view that has really ingrained itself into our society. This rejects meta-narratives, it rejects any sort of unifying theory of truth, but probably most importantly, it rejects absolute truth and elevates the individual. And you see that being worked out in all sectors of our society right now.
In many ways, if you boil it down, reduce it down to its most basic component, it's really the end justifies the means.
It is. No, that's exactly what it is. The end justifies the means. So in 2005, for these 31 members, 10 of which are still serving, it was perfectly fine because it suited their political purposes. Now, you know, they have they're singing a very different tune. The same thing with Twitter. They're perfectly, they think it's within their right to kick President Trump off of Twitter, and yet they're going after the Ugandan government for trying to impose some sort of rules in their country. And so, you know, these are just two examples, Tony, of the underlining worldview that motivates these people, which, again, is a rejection of absolute truth and an elevation of this hyper-individualism. And that's what you're seeing, again, played out in all sectors of our society right now.
All right, we're on the way out here to a break, but how do we as believers navigate a world like this?
It's why we need to have a biblical worldview. We need to know what the Scripture teaches and be able to apply it to our lives. And hopefully that can counteract all the stuff that's happening in the society.
And know truth, defend truth, and stand on truth, and not back up.
That's right.
David Closson, thanks so much for joining us.